Good evening, everybody. It's good to be back in the town of Onondaga, Rich McCarran. I want to thank everybody for being here. I know we have some of our county-wide elected officials who are here with us tonight. I believe I can't see anybody, but I believe that our DA, Bill Fitzpatrick, is here. I know that our Sheriff, Toby Shelley, is here. Our clerk, Emily Bersani, I think I see you guys here. And is our comptroller, Marty Masterpole, here too. Thank you for being here, countywide elected officials. Give them a round of applause. I heard there's a rumor, there's a new state senator here. He can't get enough of county government. Chris Ryan's back here. Welcome home, Chris. I appreciate it. We appreciate your partnership. Give Chris a round of applause. To all of our county team, employees and department heads and our deputy county executives and our senior team, thank you for the work that you do every day. You make me look good every day, and you are helping put this community on the trajectory it is. So please give them a round of applause. And to my family, I know that I believe I have some aunts here. I believe I have some siblings here. My parents are here. My beautiful wife, Alicia, is here with my sons, Andrew and Jack. Jack told me that I'm lucky that they put the Wisconsin Badger game on at noon today. So he graced us with his presence, and they won. So thanks, Jack, for showing up. And Andrew, thanks for being there, buddy. You're with me every step of the way, and we love you all very much. So please give them a round of applause. So I want to thank specifically Rich McCarran for his remarks, for your partnership at the county legislature. Rich, they love you here in the town of Onondaga, so thank you for that. I want to thank Superintendent Price for hosting us this evening, your kind words and all of your hospitality. I want to thank my friend, Pastor Draper, for the invocation. And thank you to Madeline Schultz for leading us in the pledge. Madeline is a senior here at OCS, and next fall she will be attending Franklin and Marshall. We wish her and all the seniors graduating this spring the best of luck in their future endeavors. Please give them a round of applause. And I believe my friend Ben Walsh is with us here tonight. Over the last 7 years, we have accomplished a lot together. We worked through a global pandemic, difficult days after the murder of George Floyd, multiple economic wins, and a historic sales tax agreement. You've been a great partner, you've been a better friend, and I look forward to following you in the next chapter of your career. Please give the mayor a round of applause. I also want to take a minute and welcome our newest member of the county legislature, Sean Fiato. Sean has been a passionate and vocal advocate for her neighborhood and the community at large. Something I saw firsthand going back to my time on the city council. She's hit the ground running as the newest legislator, and I look forward to working with her and the rest of her colleagues over the next year. Welcome, Sean. Chairman Burtis, leaders May and Hernandez, it is my honor to inform you that the state of our county is strong and it is resilient. We have spent the last 2 years preparing to meet the moment. A moment that represents historic economic growth and opportunity for our residents. Ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you today humbled by the opportunities before us, but determined more than ever to deliver results. Our goal is to create the Central New York Semiconductor Cluster. And by doing this, we are poised to become the newest high-tech manufacturing hub in North America. Leading from behind is not an option. Now is the time for execution. It won't be easy. It will take collaboration. It will require partners who share in our belief that our best days are ahead of us, not behind. It will require boldness and vision. We need to seize this moment and execute our plan to ensure that every member of our community, no matter where they live, has the opportunity to take advantage of this unique moment. Without strong and responsible fiscal management, Onondaga County would not be in the great position we are in today. Our team in management and budget, led by CFO Steve Morgan, are constantly looking for ways that will make government more efficient and ultimately keep more of the taxpayers' money in their pocket. And the proof is in the numbers. For the last 7 years, we have ended each fiscal year with a budget surplus. Our rainy day fund is in compliance with the 15% goal set forth by the county legislature, and our bond rating continues to be looked upon favorably. Just recently, S&P gave us a AA rating with a positive outlook. More importantly, we have been able to deliver real tax relief to the taxpayers of our county. Since I became county executive in 2018, we have cut the county tax rate from $5.05 per thousand to $3.31 per thousand, a historic low. In fact, we've cut the county tax rate nearly 35% during that period of time. I think it's good. While county government doesn't control every aspect of your tax bill, I can say with confidence that we will continue to do everything in our power to ensure more of your money stays in your pocket. I want to thank CFO Steve Morgan and his team for their leadership and prudent fiscal management. It is the county's historic fiscal position that allows us to make unprecedented investments in our PI platform. Thank you, Steve. Please give him a round of applause. Investing in addressing root causes of poverty, investing in modernizing our infrastructure, and creating real economic opportunity have been the 3 pillars that have guided my administration, otherwise known as our PI platform. Over the last 12 to 18 months, my administration has also made new strategic investments into the public safety of our community. Quite simply, a growing community needs to be a safe and healthy community. One of the proudest investments my administration has made has been ensuring that every willing school district had the tools necessary and resources to provide mental health services for our children directly in the schools. This past year, thank you. This past year, we continue to make good on our promise to fully fund this initiative, and 2025 will be no different. In fact, in just the last 4 years, over $27 million has been invested to support our 3-tier model of mental health supports in our schools. Working with District Attorney Bill Fitzpatrick, our administration committed to funding the school threat assessment training for teachers and staff in every district in an effort to prevent violence in our schools. This past year, we successfully trained all school districts in an evidence-based threat assessment model. By creating a consistent and evidence-based system, we enhance the safety of our students while also fostering a secure learning environment. Keeping our children safe doesn't stop in the classroom. Last month, we also announced a new partnership with Vera Mobility to implement an advanced school bus stop armed safety program. This safety program is designed to protect students as well as reduce dangerous traffic violations around school buses. Starting in the fall of this year, we will pilot this program in 6 school districts with the goal of making the program countywide by the 2026 academic year. Staying with public safety, building off the investment we made in 2022 to equip all road patrol deputies with body cameras, it was announced earlier this year that soon members of the Sheriff's Emergency Response Team would also be equipped with body cameras. Our men and women in law enforcement already have incredibly tough jobs that often involve tense and stressful situations. And these cameras will now provide the unbiased and necessary clarity of these situations as they unfold. We cannot talk about public safety without acknowledging the trauma and heroism our community has lived through this past year. In just a few short weeks, it will be the 1-year anniversary of one of the most painful days in our community's history. The selfless sacrifice of our heroes, Lieutenant Michael Husak and Officer Michael Jensen, will be remembered for generations to come. reality is both heroes' families and extended families suffer from their loss every day. There are few words that can take away the pain of their loss. It's our job to remember them and honor their amazing sacrifice. Hooch was a public safety superstar with experiences serving in EMS, the fire service, and the sheriff's office, as well as an emergency management coordinator. Some have suggested Hooch would have loved to work for emergency management when he retired from the sheriff's office. Tonight, I'm happy to announce that I'm going to ask the legislature to name the emergency management complex after Hooch. I'm also pleased to announce that we are going to create the Officer Michael Jensen Wall of Heroes that will also sit at the emergency management complex. Our heroes will always be with us, and their sacrifice will never be forgotten. Our community is all too familiar with heartbreaking and ruthless disease that is opioid addiction. We all know there is no silver bullet to end this epidemic, but we've invested in a comprehensive plan to battle this. Prevention, enforcement, education, treatment, pre-recovery, and recovery. Tonight, I'm pleased to share with you some encouraging news. Preliminary data for 2024 shows a nearly 40% decline in unintended opioid-related deaths. Our comprehensive strategy is starting to show significant results. While it's very reassuring that the number of those dying from an overdose is declining, there is still much more work to do. Our outreach teams are in the community every day, alongside our community partners, working to encourage people to seek a path moving them away from addiction. The job isn't easy, and we have more to do. One promising idea being developed is a drop-in center, where people can feel safe, not preyed upon, and experience positive interaction and programming in a welcoming atmosphere. Through a partnership with Catholic Charities and Access CNY, we plan to have the drop-in center open by the end of the spring. No administration in county history has allocated the dollars and resources that we have to tackle the issue of lead. But I have said before, and I will say it again, simplifying the issue of lead in our community as merely a dollars and cents issue is disingenuous at best. When I became county executive, I told our team the status quo was no longer acceptable. Comprehensive and strategic solutions that address root causes and proactively provide services is what we needed, and so we got to work. One of the biggest hurdles we encountered was finding EPA lead certified contractors to perform the work. Properly removing lead contaminated materials is much more complicated than just swapping out an old window or an old door. And there simply was not the workforce to meet the demand. Under the leadership of our Director of Lead Operations, Jessica Vincent-Guerra, Onondaga County continued to make significant progress growing the pool of eligible contractors. Tonight, I'm pleased to report that we have issued 387 EPA certifications to individuals, dramatically growing the workforce infrastructure needed to tackle the issue. And the results speak for themselves. Between October of 2020 and 2023, it was taking an average of approximately 400 days between application approval and work completion. Thanks in large part to these recruitment efforts, the number of days for our most recently closed cases was reduced from 400 to 160. And we can for this year. This expanded workforce will be important more than ever as we begin administering the largest grant from HUD to date, $7.75 million. Can you hear me? Yeah. I'm going to speak louder. On top of the $7.75 million, another $1 million in local funding has been added this year, for a total of nearly $9 million. we have set an aggressive goal of remediating lead in at least 270 additional units with these dollars. Our partnership with Home Headquarters to implement our Windows and Doors and More program continues to be successful. The program, there we go. Thank you. This will work. Here we go. We were talking about Windows and Doors and More at Home Headquarters. The program focuses in on remediation and abatement of properties based on lead paint hazards found by the health department. We recently received a second round of funding to continue this initiative. My administration continues to invest in other initiatives, including the expansion of testing, reduction of lead hazards in foster care units, and more. Tonight, I'm pleased to share with you our newest initiative. This year, Onondaga County plans to create a temporary housing option for families facing lead poisoning. Families of children with elevated blood lead levels who are facing a hospital discharge with no safe place to stay, and or families who are in need of temporary housing while work is being completed will be eligible to stay at this property. Onondaga County is partnering with Home Headquarters in the city of Syracuse to renovate and abate a 4-unit property that will be reserved for this purpose. A major barrier to employment in every community is childcare. We have worked to make childcare more affordable by increasing income eligibility, allowing providers to get paid when there are child absences, and cutting useless regulations. These initiatives support working families and have been saving them thousands of dollars a year. We also know that child care infrastructure is a challenge. Last year, we came out with a new initiative, giving child care capital grants. The initiative was a massive success, and it supported dozens of small businesses with enhancements and expansions to their facilities. I'm pleased to announce next month we will do a second round of this program with our partners Child Care Solutions. This initiative is new and it's innovative, and even New York State has noticed and replicated our initiative statewide. To continue the conversation on infrastructure, we are making investments in our water and wastewater infrastructure that will give us a competitive advantage. These investments will allow us to grow and to support advanced manufacturing for generations to come. At the end of 2024, Aqua completed the second major phase of improvements to the Lake Ontario Water Treatment Plant campus, consisting of over $40 million in upgrades. Now, as part of the third and final phase of renovation, Aqua is breaking ground this spring on a $45 million replacement of the finished water storage tanks at the facility. This work will complete the campus renovations, improve the disinfection process, and allow the facility to reach its originally intended capacity of 72 million gallons per day of clean, reliable drinking water. This is the first of many projects that will eventually include a second pipe coming directly from Lake Ontario into our county. I want to thank Jeff Brown and his team at Aqua. Please give him a round of applause. We are also undertaking a roughly $800 million municipal expansion and industrial wastewater build-out. This project will accomplish many strategic goals for WEP, but also provide the necessary capacity and industrial treatment for the semiconductor industry. The Oak Orchard wastewater treatment expansion program includes an upgrade to existing processes and capacity, a new regional biosolids facility, a new reclaimed water facility, and a pump station for reclaimed water distribution. The expanded facility is anticipated to treat approximately 20 million gallons daily, accommodating sanitary flow from the new Micron campus, as well as projected residential and commercial growth within the area. The new regional biosolids facility will add critical redundancy to WEP's metro facility. It will generate renewable natural gas and offer additional streams of revenue for the county to accept additional waste from external haulers. The new reclaimed water facility will be the first of its kind in New York State, reusing municipal wastewater for Micron manufacturing operations. The program consists of plant capacity increases, biosolids management, and reclaimed water production projects that represent WEP's commitment to becoming a state-of-the-art utility for decades to come. The project is well underway with planning, engineering, and engagement activities necessary to deliver the Oak Orchard program on a tight schedule with several complex interfaces. The department is providing the leadership necessary to meet its commitments while not losing sight of its responsibilities to the ratepayers, as well as ensuring public health, sustainability, and environmental stewardship. Please give our team at WEP, Shannon Hardy, and everyone a big round of applause. A growing community needs to have an updated medical infrastructure. For far too long, upstate has needed a new emergency room. This project will cost $450 million. I'm encouraged that the New York State Legislature has allocated the full construction cost for this project in their one-house bills. We need to get the job done this year, and I'm calling on our state partners to fully fund a new emergency room in this year's New York State budget. As we work and execute on our strategies to make our community healthy, to make it safer, to modernize our infrastructure so we can compete globally for investment, I want to update you on the catalyst for this Erie Canal moment, Micron and the White Pine Business Park. While there is always political rhetoric in the arena, the work on the ground continues and progress is being made. Before we highlight the work, let's remember what Micron is investing in our community. Over $100 billion on 4 fabs, 2.4 million square feet of clean room, 9,000 direct Micron jobs at an average of $108,000 per year. That job number represents a staggering $972 million of new payroll in our community each year. This doesn't even factor in construction, supply chain, and community growth jobs. Most studies also suggest, because of this investment, we can expect to see a population boom to our community and region anywhere between 75 and 200,000 new residents. To execute on this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, we need to continue to build on our historic partnerships, and we must continue to lead. We are executing on preparing the White Pine Business Park for construction. And I'm pleased to announce that today, this evening, I have received a copy of the draft environmental impact statement. This is an incredible milestone. This document will go to our state agency partners on Monday and will undergo a OSIDA review with multiple workshops and eventually a public comment period. We are now on a path for the environmental review to be complete this fall and a November groundbreaking for this project. I want to thank everyone who has worked on this and congratulate Bob Petrovich and his team. Please give him a round of applause. To meet this moment, we must successfully implement and execute on our workforce development initiatives. Work is well underway at the STEAM School, first countywide STEAM school in New York State, as it prepares to welcome its first class of students this fall. Our STEAM school will serve as a crucial workforce pipeline for companies like TTM, Saab, Lockheed Martin, and yes, Micron. Earlier you saw a video with Superintendent Price and Erie 21 Program Director Chavez Jackson, sharing the value and importance of the Erie 21 initiative. Over the last several years, Erie 21 has introduced middle school students to STEM-related fields such as coding, robotics, and engineering. Erie 21 continues to follow the student through their academic career, providing them the necessary supports to ensure their success. Erie 21 started in the Syracuse City School District, expanding this year to OCS and the Lafayette School District. We look forward to working with Lemoyne as they offer this innovative program to other districts throughout the county. This fall at OCC, construction will be completed on a clean room simulation lab. This state-of-the-art lab will offer students real-world experience in the chip manufacturing industry and serve as another invaluable resource in our workforce development efforts. I'm also pleased that enrollment in critical disciplines at OCC are skyrocketing. For example, electromechanical technology programs have seen a 168% increase in enrollment year over year. Construction of the Syracuse University Center for Advanced Semiconductor Manufacturing is well underway and scheduled to open this summer. This state-of-the-art teaching and research facility will drive progress in semiconductor manufacturing processes and position Onondaga County and Central New York as a global leader in research and education. This is over a $100 million commitment from Syracuse University. Later this summer, Center State CEO will officially open its Innovation Hub, formerly known as the Tech Garden. Onondaga County is proud to have contributed $1.5 million to this project. This hub will transform our convention district and enable our region to support more founders as they create jobs in our community. The expansion will connect more entrepreneurs at every stage of growth with the resources and tools they need to accelerate success. We look forward to celebrating this critical project and learning the official new name of the facility, which I'm told Center State will announce next month. As part of the Governor's On-Ramp initiative to train community members for jobs in the growing semiconductor industry, Center State CEO is leading the process to establish a flagship job training center in the city of Syracuse. The center will work with industry, community organizations, and educators to provide training for adults for in-demand jobs in manufacturing and construction, combined with support and stipends to ensure access to training. OnRamp is working closely with many organizations to develop the center, including county leads at the Department of Social Services and CNY Works. The center will hire its first executive director this summer and will be launching training programs later this year. I want to thank Chancellor Severud, President Lemura, President Hilton, Rob Simpson at Center State CEO, Randy Wilkin at McMahon, the building and trades, our partners in labor, and all of our workforce partners. Together, we are building the workforce infrastructure that will compete and will deliver opportunities to our residents and employees to our business community. Please give them a round of applause. To meet the moment and to create the Central New York Semiconductor Cluster, we need to attract and develop a supply chain. Tooling, material supply, and gas and chemical companies are all critical to developing this cluster. Our supply chain engagement efforts have been robust and comprehensive. I have personally joined our economic development team at major conferences like Select USA, Semicon West, Semi-ISS, to promote the White Pine Science and Technology Park to potential supply chain companies. We have also shared our story internationally. Last March, we had a local delegation that went to Taiwan. And then in June, we welcomed a delegation from the American Institute of Taiwan, where we showcased all Central New York has to offer to dozens of Taiwanese companies. In October, a delegation from Japan came to Onondaga County, where we brought community partners together, all working to support the Micron investment. And then this past December, our team attended SemiCon Japan, where we continued our efforts to bring supply chain companies to Onondaga County and highlighted the Onondaga comeback on a global stage. We have invested and are executing on a world-class infrastructure and workforce initiatives that supply chain companies can plug into. But we need more sites for companies. We need to develop shovel-ready supply chain sites in addition to the White Pine Science and Technology Park. Tonight, I'm calling on this legislature to lead with me. I am going to advance a fund balance resolution to develop new supply chains. This will be a large investment in our future and a necessary investment to create the Central New York Semiconductor Cluster. You ready, Tim? Ensuring our community as a whole is ready and prepared to meet this moment and execute on the opportunity before us was the driving force behind updating our county comprehensive plan for the first time in nearly 3 decades. Plan Onondaga was unanimously adopted by the county legislature, and our team has been working tirelessly since then to implement and execute on the 5 key priorities within the plan. First is building strong centers and encouraging center-driven development. So far, 12 towns and villages have taken advantage of our county grant program and updated their local comprehensive plans. This year, we will continue to offer matching grant funds for those municipalities still needing to update their plans. Walkable, people-oriented places with a mix of jobs, housing, shopping, dining, arts and culture, and more are all key elements to center-driven development. I want to highlight 3 specific centers where we can create connections and private sector investment by leveraging county investment. We have invested heavily in MBT Bank Stadium, now one of the premier ballparks in AAA baseball. Right next door is our regional market, a severely underutilized asset for our agriculture, hospitality, and tourism sectors. We need to support our farmers, our small businesses, and have a modern attraction for residents across New York State. My administration recently commissioned a regional market study, which identified $70 million in initial investments that would improve marketability of the market as well as its infrastructure. I'm pleased to announce Onondaga County will invest $4 million at the market, specifically on the Park Street Kitchen. This will include an investment of up to $800,000 to create and outfit a ghost kitchen with cooking and prep areas for multiple restaurants and caterers, facilitating the establishment and expansion of the food businesses at the market and in Central New York. This will be the first major multi-tenant ghost kitchen in Onondaga County, serving a currently underutilized market of entrepreneurs. Second, the Park Street Market entrance. The current main entrance to Central New York's regional market is lackluster at best. Okay? It's generally confusing to users of the market. We're changing that. The $950,000 investment will transform this area into a gateway entrance with new and decorative overhead signage plus more. The third investment will be to invest in the historic Sea Shed. The Sea Shed is an original shed at the market. It's nearing 90 years old. It's used on market days for the sale of food, produce, and other goods, and includes movable enclosures that allow for year-round usage. The $2 million investment in the Sea Shed will include facade work, updating electrical needs, and other enhancements. These investments in our city's north side are positive, but we need to create connections to the neighborhoods. Tonight, I am announcing the creation of a North Side Advisory Council. City and county officials, along with neighborhood and business leaders, will sit on this council. I'm asking them to advise us on specific investments we will make in the North Side. $1.5 million in Main Street funds, $500,000 in low-interest loans for businesses, $1 million for new housing projects in the North Side, and $500,000 for workforce development initiatives to support new American and refugee communities that now call the North Side home. When it comes to creating new center-driven development, the Village of Liverpool offers an incredibly promising and exciting opportunity. Our investments in the Loop the Lake Trail, the Parkway, the Main Street program have paved the way for a significant private sector investment. Today, I'm pleased to announce that the Gormel family, a staple in the Village of Liverpool, and local developer Lou Santero will be investing in a $46 million housing project on Lake Drive, facing Onondaga Lake. The project will be 168 units, with 99 one-bedroom units and 69 two-bedroom units. The development team is also incorporating potential restaurant and retail space with an in-ground pool and fitness center. We can't talk about the potential of centers without highlighting the Inner Harbor. The future is so bright in this neighborhood, partly because of the billion-dollar cleanup of Onondaga Lake and its tributaries. A few months ago, we celebrated major progress in the redevelopment of this neighborhood with the demolition of the former Easy Washing Company factory. The demolition of this building has now set the stage for a mixed-use development, plus a parking garage, which will service the entire neighborhood. This is an incredible milestone for this burgeoning neighborhood, with many, many more announcements to come. In addition to that, our $100 million investment in a state-of-the-art aquarium on the water. I understand everyone doesn't necessarily agree with this project. Let me remind you, this project is a jobs project. It's a tourism project, and it's a STEM education project. And I'm happy to announce our first educational partnership between the aquarium and the Most. The Most will set up workshops that will include opportunities for field trip exploration and several hands-on activities. This will allow students to have a contextualized experience that ties into their science curriculum by grade level. For schools where transportation is a challenge, the Most education team is creating aquarium-related workshops that can be delivered right to the classroom for Onondaga and surrounding county school districts. In addition to building a catalog of workshops for each grade, the Most will curate maritime career exploration programs, such as Be the Maritime Engineer, where students learn and explore directly with practitioners in those fields using the aquarium as their career center. Aquariums are a perfect place for programs with sensory experiences and inclusion initiatives. The Most will develop sensory kits for students with special needs and create literacy programs that highlight the fun of the aquarium experience and encourage children to read. We also have said that the aquarium will drive private sector investment in the neighborhood, and we are not wrong. I'm happy to announce that CORE will be building its second hotel at the Inner Harbor. The new hotel is a Tempo by Hilton, a roughly $83 million investment, a hotel that is 227 rooms with a restaurant, spa, fitness center, event space, and patio bar that overlooks the harbor. Here is the master plan by CORE for the Inner Harbor, anchored by the aquarium. Improving and growing our housing stock is another central tenet of Plan On. Our initial housing study has outlined the reality that we will need essentially 20,000 new units of housing to address the affordability challenge and keep up with population growth over the next 10 years. Our Phase 2 housing study will highlight new tools to help accomplish our housing needs while also looking at existing programs and initiatives as well. This report will drive future funding for housing, but let's take a look at everything we have done to date. Last year, the county IDA approved a policy change that would allow certain market rate, workforce, and senior housing projects to be eligible for pilot agreements. This now offers yet another tool in our toolbox to spur additional housing development. We have also invested over $27 million in housing incentives in the city alone over the last 5 years. Since 2019, we've provided the land bank with $1.48 million of support. We have compromised $4.6 million worth of taxes for the land bank. We have foregone over $9.3 million for affordable housing projects. We have foregone over $8 million for SIDA housing projects. We have foregone $3.2 million of sales tax for SIDA housing projects. And just this year, in this year's budget, we've put $44.2 million for county temporary housing support for our communities vulnerable. Our OCHIP program continues to be an important tool in driving new housing development. To date, 39 projects have been awarded. Funding has produced over 1,700 new units. 70% of these units are in the city of Syracuse. The combined investments of all the projects are over $603 million. The program has been a success, and we need to do more to fill gaps in good housing projects. I'm going to ask the legislature to work with me and appropriate another $5 million to the OCHIP program. I'm happy to report that the policies, the initiatives, and the opportunity is being received well by the development and building community. Our pipeline of planned units countywide has never been stronger. We have over 17,000 units at some stage of planning. Out of the 17,000 housing units, 1,622 are single family, and over 15,000 are multi-unit projects. We have 6,900 units right now in local review and 1,200 units under construction. We are making significant progress on housing, but the work is not done. The convention, entertainment, and tourism industry is a major part of our local economy, and it's a huge driver of sales tax. Unfortunately, we have seen a significant number of hotel rooms come offline, which directly impacts this critical industry. Over the last few years, the number has actually been 1,000 rooms that have come offline. To help spur much-needed hotel development growth, this past summer, we created the Onondaga County Hotel Initiative. We have already awarded funding to 3 projects: Homes to Suites in Liverpool, Suburban Studios by Choice in Cicero, and the new Onondaga Hotel in downtown Syracuse. I'm pleased to announce a new hotel that will be in the town of Clay. The Residence Inn and Fairfield Inn and Suites will be a $24 million investment that will bring another 160 rooms to the market. Our hotel initiative has helped stimulate $210 million of investment and 860 new rooms of inventory, and it's not even a year old. From our award-winning parks to our magnificent lakes, these natural assets are a large reason why Onondaga County and Central New York are such a special place to live, work, and raise a family. Investing in our blueways and greenways is another central tenet of Plan Onondaga. To that end, I've directed our team in planning to develop a greenways and blueways master plan. I'm also pleased to share with you that tonight the Onondaga County Marina renovation and expansion design is now 75% complete. This project will create access to Onondaga Lake in the village of Liverpool by water and by boat, not just for marina members, but for public slips as well. Design work is also well underway at our Hopkins Road Park. The entire complex will be upgraded to accommodate turf superfields. that will increase the length of usage throughout the year and provide an attractive venue for travel tournaments from around the Northeast. When governmental leaders are willing to partner, plan, invest in community assets, infrastructure, and its workforce, the private sector responds. And it was just a few weeks ago that we proudly announced that OnSemi will be investing $120 million into the former NextGen Fab facility in DeWitt. OnSemi is a leading semiconductor company that designs and manufactures energy-efficient solutions for a wide range of industries. They are a Fortune 500 semiconductor company with approximately 30,000 jobs worldwide, including 4,000 jobs in the United States. And we are excited that they will be the second semiconductor manufacturer to call Onondaga County home. TTM Technologies and their $120 million expansion is underway. Feldmeyer and their $20 million expansion is underway. Blue Forest just finished their second expansion. JMA continues to invest in our city's south side, turning it into a 5G technology hub. Lotte Biologics continues to invest into its pharmaceutical manufacturing. Amazon continues to employ thousands of people. And Lockheed Martin just won its largest defense contract in its Liverpool location's history. And now, Micron has completed its draft environmental impact statement, setting us up for a November groundbreaking. Our strategy is working. Our community partners are performing. We are making historic investments in people. We are building out the infrastructure necessary to dominate in high-tech manufacturing and many other economic sectors. There is unprecedented collaboration and investment developing the workforce for the future now. The Onondaga County comeback is happening, and it's happening on a global stage. Now is the time to double down on our efforts. Now is the time to continue to lead and to continue to partner. Now is the time to prove the naysayers wrong again. Now is the time to compete and to win. We are on the cusp of accomplishing the unthinkable. Our moment is here. Our moment is now. And together, as a community in the arena, we are executing. Thank you all for being here. God bless you, and God bless the U.S.